We're outside today. Something happened this week. I don't think I can zoom on here. It would be so cool. Oh, maybe I can. If that just zoomed for you. Do you see what happened to all those trees when that snow fell? On both sides? Let's see if I can go out a little bit. So we'll go a little bit closer anyway, but that's not grass. Those are trees that have fallen. So I zoomed all the way out again. You want to go over there and see? I got Karl with me today too. Still healthy, by the way. Kids are healthy, I'm healthy, we're all healthy. Hi. I see quite a few people here. I'll say hi to them while we go a little closer to that. Torben's here. He was first. It's very important that you know that. I think he logged in like a second after I created the link. Lyra. Let's see. Oh, it disappeared there. Lyra's here as well. It's, she's having really sunny weather. We had sun today too. 68, so she's warmer than us. And her hat arrived today, so Torben, I'm sorry, it's completely gone now. If you need some Karl DNA, you have to talk to Lyra. She says it's so pretty and soft and wants to know what everybody's been working on this weekend. Or this week. Aunt Bonnie says, oh, I thought I lost you, darn time change. Yep, I think we change our clocks next week. But it's on a Sunday, not a Saturday. Or a very Saturday night to Sunday morning, that's when they change it. I think. I
think it's Sunday night, but I'm not sure.
We have to check anyway. But little trick, you can Google's so awesome these days. It's got everything, so you can actually type in what time is it in Norway now, and then you'll know. But I think if it does change, it's on a Saturday, from a Saturday night to a Friday. United States and Canada, I think, changed a week ago. Yep. So we're next. Let's see. I'll show you more avalanche here while I read chat. So happy to hear the hat arrived, though. So, Lyra, you know, if you want to make some money on the side, you can charge him for Karl DNA. Look for the black hairs in the hat. There might be some. Probably my hair got null bound into it when I was making it, though, because the Vendel has you have to split the... When I did the Vendel stitch, you have to split the yarn. And that tends to catch fibers. Garcia is here as well. It's 11 in Holland. 11 is sunny. We had really sunny weather here too. You can see the end of it over there. The sun went down about an hour and a half ago. Susan Youngman's here from Adirondacks. 7 in there. And she's working on simple wrist warmers. Some wrist warmers and simple looping. There's no such thing as simple wrist warmers. Simple looping though, that takes time. But it's got a cool woven looking effect. Perud is here. She says good morning, or good evening, everyone. It's a cozy 1 degree, and she's snuggled up on her couch. Okay, so she's colder than us. There's Nella from Finland. She's definitely colder than we are. Patricia or Arlene in Winnipeg is also a little bit colder than us. It's crunching like mad, but you don't really see it. Heidi Lisa is here. Hello. Runa has a meeting today, so he'll be joining us. Torben says anticipation is high on this one. I think that's because you're here.
Yeah, I don't know what he is anticipating.
What are you anticipating? DNA? Oh. Okay, Karl. And if you see, there's some avalanches here. Okay, so that one. And that one. There's some even way over there has been avalanching. And then this one. And then, of course, the ones out towards the fjord. What is the difference between this one and this one is that the trees are still standing on this one and the trees are not standing on this one. This, I gotta say, is the first time I've seen the trees. You can see there the trees have smashed down and there they have not. But those are pretty young trees, so it clearly has been doing it before. But why are the trees smashed down, Karl? You're so good at this.
As I said, I can't really see on this distance, so I can't say this for sure. But
yeah.
What usually does it is not the snow itself, but the shockwave from the displaced air when the avalanche comes down. It pushes the air out and it moves with a lot of force.
Yeah.
That's, by the way, also the explanation why the fjord tail is round.
Oh yeah, I don't know if we can see that from here.
If you have a big flat wall pointing straight at one of those shockwaves, the shockwave has a lot of things, a lot of surface to grab onto, and it pulverizes your house.
Oh yeah, we can see if we go over here this way. There in the background, the grass on the roof with windows, that's a round building. That's where some of the hotel rooms are for the Fjordtel. But also, I don't know if I zoomed in on there, you can see it better, Karl, because Karl doesn't have very good night vision, so it's harder when things start looking the same color. There. You can see it's all smashed down here.
Yeah.
But there's no snow on those trees.
Yeah.
The snow did not go off the
I
path.
would say it's probably a shockwave, and it's probably coming from up there where the shower waterfall is.
Yeah, which is right in the middle.
If a big lump of snow came down at the same time, it would displace a lot of air, and that air would go well over hurricane force when it comes down.
So this must have happened within the last 2 weeks, though, because I wasn't here. That's a lot of new snow that's there, though, that it's always dropping down. So that was fun. So what are you guys working on today? And I will show you what I worked on this week, too, and probably should have been doing other things like a sconson hat. Can look down the village. Torben says, something fantastic, I guess. Maybe some dancing he's expecting for you. Karl, go in front of the camera and dance for Torben. You can be my dance monkey. You said it's my... No, he's not going to do it.
I mentioned before that there is still less than 10 people in the world that have seen me dance, and I'm pretty happy with that.
Less than 10 people have seen you dance. Okay, but what if he shoot at your feet, you know? Bang, bang, bang. He's not... I tried, Torben. I tried. I got a smile out of him. Okay, I'm shaking the camera everywhere here for fun today. Let's see. Pruda says she's still working on Greg's socks. Well, that's two of us. I've been watching a lot of the Hobbit content, so my next project is a decorative pair of stays and corsets. Oh my god, that's a lot of work, putting stays in on a corset. I'm glad they didn't have those in Viking Age. Torben says he is working on this pizza that he made and also finishing his writing. He also finished his writing. That's good. Now, this pizza, is it like named Grandiosa and you just have to take off the plastic wrapper and stick it in the oven?
Yeah, you also have to add bananas.
You have to add bananas, yep. Karl and I did that, actually. It's pretty good. What else did we add on that pizza?
The water chestnuts was a mistake. The liver pate and the bananas was a good idea.
Actually, the liver pate was really good on... We were what's the story behind that pizza with liver pate, water chestnuts, and bananas?
I honestly don't remember.
A crap load of paprika powder.
I think it was you who wanted me to make decisions in a store, and I just go, yeah, fuck it, buy this, and this, and put it on the pizza.
So Vikings can't cook.
I'm trying to get her to stop asking me to make decisions about things I don't care about by just making random ones.
It's horrible to have in the store. Okay, Karl should have fish. Let's have fish. What kind of fish do you want to get? Okay. No, which one? Do you want the cod or do you want the salmon? Okay. Oh, but look, they're also sai. What is that one? Or pike. Should we have that? Okay. Damn it. This doesn't work for somebody who can't make up their flipping mind. So, also we were teasing Greg because you were going on this rampage of I can't make decisions and okay, I'll just pick stuff. And then Greg's like, there's no way you can't put that on a pizza. And there's Karl going, wanna bet? So we have that. Okay. Yeah, it's really beautiful right now. So I'm glad we have the sun, although the temperature is dropping because, like I said, the sun went down. The sun is actually would have been from behind us. So we might do the last bit of this in the shop. If you have any books you want, like Viking-related books that you have questions about, you have some time to gather it up for that. Oh, he said he made it himself, as one does. Even the dough, because I have to buy the frozen, the dough, like, already. No, I can't make dough.
He probably did.
Did he make the dough too? Okay, where's Karin to verify this? I think I need a witness. Garcia said she bought a big bag of Texel wool today, about 100 kilo. Holy crap! You're gonna compete with me on the yarn stash. Did you see? You didn't get to see my yarn stash last weekend, Karl. I exposed
kilos.
it.
How many sheep is that?
How many sheep is 100 kilos? Should we look at the sheep? I see they're down there. They can hear us.
So it will probably be something like 20.
20? Should we go?
Pulling numbers out of my butt here, but if it's about 5 kilos of wool each for each sheep.
Yeah. Ah, he bought the dough. I knew it was too good to be true. I would so buy the dough too. Every once in a while, the gas station over there has gas station / grocery store / everything else. It has pizza, already done pizza dough rolled up on sale, and then we do it. But he bakes bread, says Karin. Okay, he's got a witness. This is good. You're not looking too pretty now, Karl. You won't even dance.
I don't dance and I don't bake.
You don't.
Because I'm not a girl.
Oh, you're doing that again. Look, there they are. Hi, guys. 22 sheep it takes to make 100 kilograms.
I wasn't that far off.
No, you weren't that far off at all. Look how white Svarten got on the back there. I don't know what the heck happened, but like in the last 2 weeks, I swear to God, he just went completely white on this. He's been drinking chlorine, you say?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, no, it's not chlorine. Karin says that they only eat homemade bread. Wow, that is skill. I can't even buy frozen bread. Torben says, "Oh, so I'm a girl now." And those were all in caps, by the way. So apparently that translates to "them's fighting words." Oh, that's interesting. No, so these guys are going to get sheared real soon. Probably about 2 months. You know, I still have to kind of actually make a video of them getting sheared last time. But we got super busy with this season. So I did write one thing, Karl, that you have started guiding. You can't have that cat. I put my hat too close. You've started guiding daily now. Real people. Not online. Real people. How does this work? Because we're technically closed.
Not I pre-book, buy flom tickets, or just show up at 12 o'clock and I guide them.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's a Wednesday or a Thursday, in which case Greg guides them.
Yeah. How you do? I don't know if you can see him. There he is. You're so nice today. He thinks I have food, but Runa was just here a little while ago and fed him. So. Okay, so what I was doing this week, I was going to finish the sconson hat. I didn't make a single stitch since last week on it. I'm horrible. But I have it on my wrist in a little bag so that I can do that. By the way, your sister Kaya's here. I saw hi for Tregda, I should say. She says the sheep is so cute. And yeah, he wants to eat my needle binding, which is right there. But I'll show that in a minute. I just saw that. Yeah, Kaya came in, and then, yeah, hello from Tregda. There we go. Kaya is Karl's sister. That's why she's got that outrageous similar last name. It's amazing how that works. Okay, so I didn't work on the hat. But I did mention at the very end of last week that I really liked that Jens C. Eriksson and Dorota Barovitz, and I think Bert, whatever his last name is in Dutch, they all made things in the he wants to eat the hat.
Yeah, recycle the wool.
Recycle the wool. No, they all made things with Ukrainian colors, and Yen even donated the purchase of the hat to Doctors Without Borders, which I thought was great. So I kind of like this whole idea, and I thought it should be a trend. And I see that there's at least 3 people that have started new projects already in blue and yellow, so that's really quite cool. And then we use the hashtag Nalbinding for Ukraine, bring a little attention to both Nalbinding and, of course, a lot of attention to Ukraine. Anyway. So I made a hat in Ukrainian colors, but I liked Jen's idea to put a little bit of a Viking, more Viking color on it. Oh, it's cracking up there, but I don't think is it visible?
Well, in that case it was visible like 3 seconds ago.
Yeah, by the time we hear it, it's already done. That's the hat. That's still crunching up there, but where? Oh, I see, it's the waterfall, so it goes behind the ledge, we can't see it. Okay.
It was a very shop-friendly yellow you used on this one.
Yep. So this is a shop-friendly yellow. It should be much, much brighter. So I kind of regret not doing it, but at the same time, I think it's a bit more, it'll kind of blend more in. I'm giving it to Vidar, who is not a Viking reenactor, but a Viking actor. Vidar Erksendal is Fiesta Vikings on Instagram. He is traveling around the world in his car, and he also does Viking for the beard struggle and other commercial type things. And he's really super tall. I braid his hair. He's got a beard that makes Karl's look like a baby beard. It's like super thick, goes all the way down to his belt. I think he wants to recycle the wool. Anyway, so I decided that he was in Ukraine on his way down. He's in Dubai now. In his driving there. Actually, I did see he took a plane though, so I wonder if he flew his car too, or how the hell he did that. I don't know. Anyway, but he was in Ukraine for probably at least a week, if not two. And when it started bombing, then he was there as well. And so it took him about 3 or 4 days, I think, to get out. But he did get out, long queues, and the videos he was sending was just impressive. All those people walking to the border with suitcases and things. So I think he needs this because it means special much to him, and then maybe he'll have a Viking hat too. This I made because I got a question on Instagram. There was somebody who wanted to make rag rugs, and this rag rug was not using a simple looping technique like they normally do. This one was using something it was dollarna basically, but the instructions were kind of hard to see by drawing, so I brought it up in Zoom, and then Ann Decker checked it out and did a little sample, and it was basically dollarna. So I tried it. No, you can't eat it. You can't eat it. He wants it. I don't think Vidar wants a hat with sheep spit on it. He's cute. But I did something wrong when I was doing it. I made it so quickly. Hers looked a little different for some reason than what I was expecting when I do dollarna. But I went through the back loop on accident and not the front loop. So this is dollarna through the back loop, but it had this really cool effect. I didn't use this side when putting it in the thumbnail because it almost looks like knitting going this way. But it's not. It's Nalbinding. But on the back side, it's super thick, by the way, so I put a embroidery around the edge of it. You have to pet him. He needs petting. He doesn't like you. He doesn't like men. You don't have enough estrogen, Karl. He's playing with you. He doesn't like you. He likes me. Come here. See, I'm female. I'm nice. You like me, don't you? No, he does not. Shit. What did you do? You broke him. He actually didn't hit me. He hit the wood. Come here. You want to try again? No?
He wants the wool.
He wants the wool. I'm sorry. Here, go ahead. Eat it. It looks like a big cookie. This is the other side, though, when you do dollarna through the back side. But this is a super, super thick wool. It's like thick as, maybe thicker than Lovica. I forget what it's called. It's my mom's stash. Funny thing is, I made a hood out of this with white and gray. It's actually posted on Instagram. And I had to use gray because I thought I was out of the white. And then I find out I have another skein of white after all. So it's a hot pad. I sense intensity here. Who's the bigger man? Grotas or Karl? Well, Grotas turned away first, so that's 1 point to Karl. Oh, no, he's... Is this a dance, Torben? Does this count? A staring contest?
Their eyes are really freaky.
Their eyes are really freaky. I don't know if you can see them. They kind of have they go like horizontally. Maybe you should not tell the sheep that you ate him a couple of months ago. Not him, but a sheep's head.
Yeah, no. You eat all the other parts of the sheep all the time, so what's wrong with eating the head?
Yeah. So does it catch up for time? Oi! Vaisok, if I've said that right, bye. It's here all the way from India, South India. I saw she was on last time. She wants to see more Norseman content, Karl, so do a dance.
I do not dance, woman.
He does not dance, woman. Okay, well, there's your Norseman for you. Let's see what else we have here. Kaya says the sheep is cute. Karl looks kind of like a goat. It's crunchy up there. I can hear it. It's behind me.
You could see it too. So
You could?
something going on up there.
It's up that side that's crunching, but it kind of tends to fall behind that ridge.
Yeah.
Maybe I should turn around and face the other way.
I'm very happy about that ridge, by the way.
Yeah, because if it didn't, it would go...
If not, it will come down here, obviously. So
There we go. Now I can catch up without making you puke. Okay, so there's the waterfall, and you can see it keeps cracking off some pieces because the sun has been shining hard on it. There's actually quite a few waterfalls in there. And that's the ridge, so it kind of cracks from here to here, and then it just falls behind the ridge, and we hear it the whole way down, but you can't see it from this side. You can see it over a little further. South India, though. Wow, that's pretty far. Well, so welcome to balmy Norway. Lyra says she's blending her weld seeds today. As soon as she's able to get it in the yard, she will have all of her woad and weld planted. Oh, so cool. I saw she's got pictures of it. There's quite a bit. What?
No,
You thought I said something else?
no, I didn't. It didn't strike me that she was actually speaking literal. I think she was speaking figuratively, and then it would mean something else.
Oh. Okay. Lila Freed was, she's coming back in Easter. So I'll see if we can't watch her. She's going to plant some more woad here this year, and do some plant dyeing while she's here as well. So we'll see if she wants to sit and do YouTube for an hour. That's in about 3 weeks, I think. Sometime like that. It depends if she's here on the Saturday. If not, we'll try to record some of it and post it later. Drea's here. Oh, hello, Drea. Back from my hometown of Duluth, Minnesota. I learned how to make puff balls or palms for the tips of hats. My Jane Cobb hat is complete. Cool. I used to love making pom-poms, but I think I kind of got an overdose of them in the 80s because my mom made nothing but Norwegian ski hats for about a decade. Karl's yawning. Somebody wake him up. Oh, Stian is here as well. Hello, hello. Okay, I think I got all caught up. And the sheep have not eaten the Nalbinding. Did they walk away? No, he's still over there. You want to have another showdown with the sheep? He's looking at you funny, Karl.
I think that from this distance, he has enough runway to actually break through the fence if he wants to.
Oh, yes, he can. Yeah, no, those things can jump over the fence quite easily. So you should see the fence, by the way. They have like a lot of rain behind all the houses. But you can see all the repairing that has had to go into that fence, especially here. And there's more poles on this fence than the other ones.
These fences are pretty good when they are new or new-ish.
Yeah.
When there is still some elasticity in the wood.
Yep.
But for the last 2 years, we have done nothing with the fences, so everything is brittle.
Yeah, like.
And
Oh, maybe this one's still got some ply to it. No, there it goes. It snaps real easy. So there, Runa can make some needles. No, we'll just feed it back into the fence.
so what we should do is to stamp them down a little bit and then add new material on top.
Oh, there's a real easy way to stamp the fence downs. You just tell your kids to walk on top.
Yeah, I would like something heavier than your kids, but
yeah.
If you use both of them, it might work.
There he is. Well, the ones by the Chieftain Hall, I'll show it in a sec. That guy took. You did that to yourself. Hi. Oh, it's still crunching up there. Okay, but yeah, if you see from the other fence here around the Chieftain Hall, this is where the kids like to walk on top of the fences, and we have to tell them to not do it because it sinks them all down. Yep, so I'm looking forward to taking the wool from the sheep. Oh, Home with My Bookshelf is here. Do you know who that is?
What now?
Home with My Bookshelf.
No.
She was here. She stayed in this house.
Yep, I still don't know who it is.
No, you'll remember. So you have to come back this year. The house is waiting for you. I just stepped on Karl's toes, by the way. Oh, there's so much crunching going on up there. Isaac says, so there will be a landslide of snow. That's dangerous. I forgot what you call them, an avalanche or something. I hope that doesn't happen. I think we call it an avalanche or a rock slide in both. But an avalanche can be both. But here you have
snow
words.
slides here all the time. It's just Karin who reacts to them now, because for everybody else it's so commonplace that you don't even bother to lift your eyes to see
Yeah,
them.
but even if it's small, I like it. It's so cool. I like avalanches. The big ones are fun. But I don't know if I want one. Get over there. Like that. because if you didn't catch it earlier when we first came in, you see the trees are all flattened here and here because that one packs a punch when all that snow came down. Let's see. How often, how much, you who are here every day, Karl, you want to pet the sheep. I think those sheep want to be petted.
The sheeps want to pick a fight.
They do want to pick a fight with you, though. Because
You
you're a
too.
man. No, they like me. It's just because I'm standing next to you.
No,
Hey, look at him. He's eyeballing you.
normally they are good boys and I don't really want to fight. He just has it's one of those days.
Mm.
Hey, buddy.
It's Julie Miners, by the way. But you'll remember, she's the one she had the short hair.
And I remember who it is when I get the name.
Oh, okay.
But when I get the house and the
Yeah, but
internet
we can't
handle,
make them
it
play trivia,
doesn't
not
really-
us. You need a bit of trivia too. He's gonna do it. Go ahead.
Want to be friends? Or do you want to headbutt me?
He wants to headbutt you. Oh, you're gonna get it. He reared up. He doesn't like you. You know why? Because you look like a sheep.
I used to freak out your cats, no end, before I got to know them. They always went completely nuts when they saw me.
Yeah.
Probably because they are of the opinion that sheep should be on 4 legs, not 2.
No, he did. My cats would freak out every time they'd see him walk by. They'd like immediately go and hide. Virginia would come by, and if she was here by the same time as you, they would climb up the backside of her dress, and she wasn't expecting that they knew how to do that. So they'd scare the crap out of her. Suddenly there's a cat being worn like a backpack on the back of Virginia's dress. But yeah, she says she'll be coming at the end of August, and she'll let me know or reply as soon as I can. Just send me an email to freeman@njardarheimer.com, and I can book a house for you. You should have the email from before, because Njardarheimer is Njardarheimer. Njardarheimer. What does Njardarheimer mean?
Would mean the home of Njord.
Home of Njord. So, okay, we also, the hero of Canton, the man they called Jane. I like that. I missed that comment earlier. So, you who are here all the time, Karl, what about rock slides?
Also pretty common, but generally you have most of them. Most of it is at least some part snow.
Yeah.
You have some rock slides in the summer, but it's pretty rare. Usually after heavy rain.
This one, how long ago was this one? If you see, there is a shape there that looks like a wolf head. Fenris is what we call it.
Yeah.
That white patch there is not snow. That's snow, but that isn't. And how long ago did that one fall, do they think?
I have no idea. But we are talking a long time ago.
Yeah. So when the rock falls and there's the white background, that's so you can see, because that rock is actually white. It's the same stuff we have on the ground.
Back in... That was much further up the valley, though.
Yeah.
But back in 2010, I think, maybe 11, there was a big rock slide in the summer that basically covered all of lower part of Gudvangen with dust.
Oh, yeah.
So there was like a centimeter or so of dust on everything.
Wow. But nobody died, of course. I don't think anybody's died here yet due to avalanche.
No, it closed off the road for a while.
Yeah.
But
It's tried to kill people when they're not listening. If I can get around to the other side. There you can see up there where the ice is a bit while I come out. Oh, it's got to go way behind the house here to see it. Maybe...
But the thing with Gudvangen is that we have stone slides and avalanches that can cut off the road in one direction.
That one.
And then we have what's probably the world's most flammable tunnel in the other direction. So I'm just waiting for the day when both the road is closed by a stone slide and the tunnel is closed by a fire. And we have to get all of our communication through the fjord.
So, I think you might be able to see it slightly better here. Oh, it's through a tree now. But that one, it's a big, long vertical slide, and there's still a bunch of trees missing from it. That happened 2 years ago? 2, I suppose? maybe
Is there
3.
anything in the bag of bribery?
Nothing in the bag of bribery. Would you like to get some and see if maybe he'll be your friend?
Yeah, I think he is kind of militant right now. So,
Yeah, he's gonna give him some food. Because if you headbutt Karl, you get fed. That's how it works. Rewarding. No, so that one there was a rock slide that came down. And this is where it gets really scary. There was actually a camping trailer parked underneath it. It goes actually a bit further down. There's a fence, and our fence is in the way. They were from Hungary, I believe it was. Actually, there was 2, a man and a wife, and they, young couple, and they kind of parked under there. And several times we had people running out and telling you shouldn't park there because we get avalanches all the time. But they, no, they'll be fine. Needless to say, at 8 o'clock in the morning, it started coming down, and it started coming down hard. And fortunately, they got out okay, but they woke up with quite a startle, and their camper was no longer drivable. So they ended up spending a couple of bonus days in Gudvangen while they were waiting for their insurance company to kick in. There was also people who were tenting, for example, in some places, and the farmers will tell them, don't tent there. And one of them actually woke up and found a boulder the size of a car about a meter from his tent. Now you're friends.
come on, you can't eat with your chin. You have to use your mouth.
He wants the whole bag. Should we go over and see? I don't have any. You got to go to him. I know. I'm just filming you. You have to go to him. No. There they are. I could still hear stuff falling over there, but it's just snow.
With the guy who holds the bag of bribery.
Always friends with the guy who holds the bag of bribery. Yeah. So you can tell which one's the greedy one.
Both of them are the greedy one, but this one is the most greedy one.
That one is the most greedy one, but yes, they're both greedy. I forgot my front microphone doesn't work too well. By the way, Torben said, Karl is feeding his superiors. Oh, now they're starting to headbutt each other. Karl is feeding his superiors. Yeah, no, they will they will headbutt each other off when there's food around to be the one to get the most. See if I can go the other way and see. Problem is the other one thinks I have food because I have a Nalbinding bag around my wrist. There. Look how long their wool got, though. Julie saw them when they were quite freshly shaven, probably within a couple of months. But it's so long now. Let's see. Visak, I hope I'm saying that right. Anyway, she's recently survived a landslide. Wow, you really don't want to be, you don't really want them there, kind of bad. I was on the mountain, the whole water and stone fell suddenly, and I was sliding with it literally to the valley fallen. Holy crap, okay, you win on the avalanche stories. That is, well, we don't have mudslides here too much. A little bit, but...
No, not what you would call a mudslide.
No. The most I've seen is mudslide, like is this one here. You can see there's a big drop here. So all this snow and gathers up here, and we did have a lot of heavy rain once, and it gathered up through there, but then it kind of stops halfway up. It backs up a bit, and then when it starts, and this kind of builds up with mud, and once it lets go, then it goes poof, and you get like this big brown waterfall for a little while, and then after about 2 minutes, it's done.
Yeah.
But that's about the closest I've seen to mud here, though. It's mostly rock up there.
We don't really have mud. The only mud we have here is on the valley floor, and it kind of has nowhere to fall.
Yeah, and this is mostly rock too. I mean, with the it's not much further down before we get to rock there. We have to build up the dirt. That's why we don't have so many gardens here. Oh, Julie says, Karin, I have news. Rauma has launched a new yarn, Vandra, that is 50% spelsow, which is that sheep, and the rest normal wool, specifically made for socks. I just bought a bunch today, and I'm excited to make socks. Oh, well, you'll be so happy. Okay, so last week, I show everybody, I got stuck in Vestby because, the family member the kids were going to stay with had corona, so that didn't work out, and they had a school dance. So I stayed in there, so I thought, what should I do? I'll expose my jugular. I'll show you all the yarn that is in the shop, or in my, in my house. Well, in the main floor anyway. I didn't go upstairs. We can walk out. I didn't go up in the attic. I didn't go in the closet. And expose a lot of yarn. But one thing I want to do is I really wanted to do the Ukraine thing. So I made this hat, but one thing I don't have is yellow. This yellow would have been fine, but I've used it all because Alan likes it in the store. So, and I'm not a big fan of yellow. If I have something like Easter yellow, I would color it green immediately. Anyway, so I have to go, I have all this yarn and I have to go and buy 2 skeins so I can make something, a hat for Ukraine, and I did. And then I see this Vandra right next to it, which is it's thinner than Vams. It's a little thicker than Finul. But anyway, I did buy it. It's the same blue shade, but the yellow shade was slightly lighter. They didn't have this shade for some reason. And I'm glad, because I regretted that I didn't go with a lighter yellow. So I made something out of it. I actually got 2 skeins, and I agree with you completely. It makes such a nice fabric. I made, okay, so this is Dalarna. Oops. This is Dalarna going through the back loop, and I thought that was such a fun surprise when I screwed it up. I liked it so much I wanted to play more with it. So I wanted to make an Easter egg with Dalarna this year. And but it was too thin, the Vandra, so I added an extra loop behind, and now I had to get Ann Decker involved because I can't think of the name of that stitch. I know I've done it before. It's just like you make Oslo a little thicker by doing Mammen, for example, and you can do Dalby a little bit thicker by doing Russian 1+2. So you should be able to do the same thing with Dalarna. So I did. I added one more loop behind my thumb and just did Dalarna as regular and made it an F2. It made such a cool springy fabric. It did not look like I thought it would, but it was so cool. And so it's an Easter egg, which I'm not. So I made an Easter egg this week too, but I am not showing that just yet. For one, it's in Vespi, and 2, I'll show that a little bit later, closer to Easter. I think might make one more, because since I've now looked at all my yarn on YouTube, I saw I have some glitzy yarn, which is definitely not a Viking thing. It actually has sparkle in it, so I might make an egg out of that one too. But anyway, it was so cool. So I'll have some pictures of that later so you can see what it looks like. The Dalarna with the 2 in the back, and that yarn is so cool. It was so soft and kind of a squishy feeling. I like soft and squishy yarn. Springy, maybe springy is better. Are there any houses built using Viking building techniques, Karl?
Well, we don't really have a Viking Pompeii, so we don't know exactly what a house looked like in the Viking Age. But the building techniques that are used on this one is called slip work. You basically build the frame and then you put the planks in so that they are resting one on top of each other.
There's the planks.
The reason for that is that the Vikings would normally not build their houses on stone foundations like we do. It's not completely unheard of, but it was pretty rare. And when you build something into the ground, it will always start to rot from the bottom up. And if you don't want to replace your entire wall when that happens, in this case you would only have to remove the bottom plank and then you add a new one on top, and then they all fall down. So you kind of have a complete wall, even though you occasionally have to replace the bottom plank. The other alternative is to build in the stave church style, like on the Chiftenholm.
I'll turn.
But if you build that way, then when the planks start to rot from the bottom, you have to replace your entire wall. And the stave church building style is at least well documented from right after the Viking Age, because that's when the stave churches were built. The slip work...
Well, you can see what happens. So there's a big crack there, and there's a big crack there, and you're putting wool in it, but it's not going to be easy to fix that.
Well, the Vikings probably wouldn't have that problem, because they wouldn't be so impatient that they would build with wet wood or green wood. This is a self-inflicted problem on our part.
Yeah.
The Vikings might have done it occasionally, but when you when you are building a new colony, like on Iceland or Greenland, you have no choice. You have to use the material you have. But normally you would like to store the material for some years, so it's cured.
So when this one slides down, for example, these 2 have slid down so much that there's a lot of wood in there, you can just take out the plank and slide a new one in. That's what you're saying.
And you break out the bottom one, and then you add another one from the top.
That was a good question, Torben. You made him go Viking because it's still a little too dark or too bright to go in yet. Yeah, it is an Oslo variant, Nella. It's not. I thought maybe it would be. So I went to check Oslo, and no, it's not Oslo. And I'd look at the Oslo weaver. It's definitely not that. It's and then I look at Dalarna, and what I need is basically Dalarna with one more loop on the thumb. So I asked Anne, but she was getting ready to go for a meeting, if she can at least. She's really good at deciphering the loops with the over-under, and I don't have the patience for it. So see if we can get a code, or if she can find a name for it. And then she thought, well, we're just going to have to call it the Karin bend, because it's got an extra bend when you have it F2. And I said, no, I think we're going to have to call it the Ukrainian Egg Stitch. So if we can't find the name for it, we're going to have to talk Sana into doing the Ukrainian Egg Stitch. But I did take a little video of how I did it. But the problem is the video that I took is doing it on an egg, not holding it in your hand. So it's a little, but you can see the stitch motion at least. It's a little awkward doing it on an egg though versus holding it in your hand. Let's see. Is it hard to breathe here, or just curious because she's never been below 20 degrees? Oh, wow. Well, this village I've been in at minus 20, no problem. A lot of extra layers. But breathing, do you notice that? I haven't noticed that.
No, I think it has to be colder than that for that to be an issue.
Yeah.
If you are out of breath in really cold weather, you can hurt your lungs by breathing too deeply, because your lungs will literally freeze.
Yep.
But I don't think that's an actual issue in
I haven't seen it
20.
here. It is in Duluth, though. Drea will attest to this one. So when we get minus 40 Celsius, or Fahrenheit, which is the same as minus 40 Celsius, that one they will close the schools, not because the kids can't walk to school or anything, but they don't want them breathing in that air that's that cold. And I think the worst I've ever seen was minus 80 Fahrenheit, though. So that's what, like minus 60 maybe Celsius? That was where you spit and it is frozen before it hits the ground. You do not go out.
That is extremely cold. I
That
don't
was-
think I've been anywhere near
No, that's
temperatures
like
that low.
30 years ago too. So, but that's the lake effect. That's why it's actually colder in from off of Lake Superior than it is here. There was some more questions. Springy yarn. She likes that. Okay, so you can give it a try. It's just like doing Mommen, but you do Dalarna, but you just add one more loop behind your thumb like you did with Mommen, and then I went F2. So see what you think. But that was really kind of cool in that yarn anyway. I loved it so much. So I'm going to have to make some more with it. I have leftover of that Vandra yarn, but I liked it a lot. It kind of reminds me of Ask by Hillesvåg. Most stave churches have stone cellars, says Torben. They found the bones of a woman in the cellar in Kaupanget. That's actually a little further down that.
Yeah.
She was holding a bear paw.
The stave churches have the stone foundations, and they probably also have cellars, because that's a typical trait of Catholic churches, that you have the crypt. But that's the reason we still have them. Because if they had been built straight on the ground, there is no way they would survive 1,000 years. Or close to 1,000 years.
Maybe it got cold.
There is one example from, I don't remember exactly where, but somewhere in England. What they speculate was a mead hall that has the same type of stone foundation that the stave churches have. But, and it's from the Viking Age. But the building itself is gone, so we only have the foundation. The Vikings don't seem to have done much in stone in Norway. A little bit, but not much.
No? There's a lot of rock carving, though.
That's way before the Viking Age.
No, I thought there was a lot of, was it only bone? No, they carved on rock, too. The Vikings, there's a lot of, in that Viking, we'll go in the store a second, I can show you the book. The one that has, was it all done on horn and bone?
If you're talking about small things, they would
Small
do
things,
it
yeah,
in
small
rock
things.
too,
Not
particularly
the-
soapstone. But yeah, I was talking about buildings.
Oh, yeah, no, see, look at me, I changed the subject so quick. But we can go in because I see Karl's nose is starting to drip, and I don't think it's the sheep that scared him. I think he's actually cold. So, and we'll go and look, and I'll catch up here. Yeah, there's Drea saying, because she's in Duluth, minus 30 degrees Fahrenheit this past winter constantly. At minus 60 Fahrenheit, and the colleges won't close. This is true. And if the buses can't use snowbanks to stop, they will close. I like that one. I haven't heard that phrasing before, but it's perfect. Otherwise, they have to suck it up and dress in layers. This is true because UMD, the University of Minnesota Duluth, where I went to school, all those buildings are connected underground or have passageways. And a lot of the teachers and professors live on site, and a lot of the students live on site. So when we had the megastorm in 1991, that was actually Halloween night, so I happened to be staying in somebody's dorm because we were watching the Rocky Horror Picture Show the night before. And it took us 4 days to come out, but we could get anywhere we wanted to in the school due to tunnels. So Karl will open up and we'll go in here. Lyra says, coming from Kansas, mountains look like they were edited into the landscape. She's been in the Poconos, but it still breaks her brain sometimes. Always so pretty. We had a tour, an Amazon tour just before this, and the guy could have swore that was backdrop. And I said, nope, it's real, because we had to. The sun was still out and bright, and when it looks like that, it looks almost fake. But it's real. I think I even remember Peruta telling us that it looked like backdrop. Let's see. I will turn and we can look at yarn. So if you have some Viking subject books you want Karl to poke about, let me know. And I'll send him on a mission. In real life Skyrim, absolutely. Actually, that's kind of a funny thing too. So if you know the game God of War, so God of War 4 was to be having a launch release of the game, and they held it here in Gudvangen because the scenery was perfect to match their game. And so there I was all day painting these red marks like this on people's faces so that they could match the lead character and his name. And I cannot remember his name for the life of me. It was like Atros or something. What is it? Kratos. Yeah, Kratos. So I had to draw all those on there, but it was so cool. And they were actually quite lucky because the snow dropped just the night before and made everything look so pretty and blanketed. The day before it wasn't as great. It looked a bit like it does now. Let's see. Andrea says, today is beautiful, warm, and sunny. Lakes are getting slushy, and the ice fishermen keep getting their cars stuck. They should have just walked out instead. Absolutely. We were looking at, I was showing Karl some shipwrecks. The Socrates is not a shipwreck, but it got stuck. I remember, look, you could see that on the beach for a week. And the Mustafa, and there's actually a new find in Lake Superior of a ship called the Atlantis. Have you had shipwrecks around here? I know, but in Gudvangen, has there been any shipwrecks in the Gudvangen fjord?
Probably a better question for Rune, but I don't know of any.
We'll have to ask Rune.
I almost lost my boat 2 years ago, but...
Yeah, that's true. Your boat went banging.
Yeah.
And it's not nearly as big as the Mustafa. It's just a fishing boat. The shop is open at... I can open it for you. Karin wants to know if the shop is open tomorrow. Okay, so this is what we've been doing because people can book tours online. We check every day at 12 o'clock to see if we have anybody standing outside or waiting to come in, and then we can do one tour at 12 o'clock until they're done, and they can also open the shop at the same time.
So generally speaking, and this is rough estimates, but if you are here at 12 o'clock, the shop is open.
Yeah. Otherwise, make a little deal. This is for the month of March.
Yes.
And then what happens in April?
Half days in April. Yeah. So 10:30 to 2 o'clock.
10:30 to 2 o'clock, yeah. That will be open, which is good. We actually have Freeman coming in Easter. We have one coming next week. Yep. But anyway, Karin, if you're in the area and it's not 12 o'clock, let me know. And as long as I'm here and it's on the weekends I'm here, then I can open up for you.
Yeah.
So.
As long as it's not a Wednesday or a Thursday, one of us at least is here.
Yeah, if it's not a Wednesday or Thursday, one of us is here. Tiny swords. Are those... You want to hold up one? The one that there, those are a little longer, but these ones Runa made, and Anders and Georg. How do you show us a trick? Can you show us a fighting demonstration with that? Oh, I have to see. You won't dance, so we're gonna.
This is basically a dagger size for me. So if I was fighting with it, I would probably be holding it like this. That sacrifices a little bit of range. I can't stab as far this way as I could have this way, but there is a lot of defensive techniques that kind of insist that you use this grip instead.
I hope you can hear what he's saying there, though.
It's kind of hard to demonstrate anything like that when I'm demonstrating alone.
You need a victim?
I would need a victim if I was to demonstrate anything, yeah.
Okay, Torben, how soon can you get here? He needs a victim to demonstrate a technique with a dagger.
But I can try.
Okay, we can do this way though, Karl. It's just that we'll be mirrored. Let's see. We do this. And tilt it up a bit.
Yeah. Do you remember the thing I tried to teach you that it was basically the price for me learning needle binding?
Yeah.
So if I try to attack you like this.
You haven't learned needle binding yet.
No, but you have to learn this first.
Okay, yeah.
If I attack you like this.
No, it's this thing.
It's that thing, yeah. But see if you can pull it off.
Okay. Shit, which way was it again?
You attack me.
Yeah.
And I'll demonstrate.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Don't break the daggers!
That thing.
Okay, wait, no, do it again in slow motion and don't take it out of my
I
hand.
will do it very slowly. No, I am attacking you extremely slow-mo.
Okay.
My stabby girlfriend. You are starting out like this.
Am I? Oh, okay, so I have to stab you like this?
No, you wait until I start to stab you and then you just do a counter to it. So,
Oh, so, okay, yeah, I thought I started like this, but you look like you're starting.
if you attack me, I'll show you what I'm doing. So you just do this slowly.
Yeah, but you went over my hand.
I take my hand and my dagger under your hand and I meet your underarm. Then I use my dagger as a lever to get your dagger out of your hand.
So you're going on the
and
inside.
then I'm breaking against your fingers so you can't hold it.
You're going on my inside. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you chill still.
And then you lose your weapon and stab.
Okay, alright. Let's go again.
No.
No, on the inside.
Yep.
Yep, okay, do it again. I'm gonna kiss you this time.
Ah,
Oh, but I missed
you
it.
are getting there. Yep. That's it.
So this one might be discounted. No. Okay, so there you go. That's what they have. Stab, 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 stab. Let's see. Karl has been cutting me up many times before, says Torben, so some new scars wouldn't hurt. Perfect. Okay, he's coming. Julie says, ow. Yeah, it did hurt a little bit, you know. I've got wrist issues. Vaisak says, I'm going to be really good for countering someone in close range. Oh, it's going to be really good for countering someone in close range. Extremely close range. Like, extremely close. Okay. And I saw something about Karin wanting to see the wool, so I will show you that. Let's see. We'll go a little slow because it makes me sick if I go too fast, or you guys probably. Oh, I saw Albert is here, by the way. He says gas station has a book called Vestland Shipwrecks. Vestland is this part of Norway. When are we planning on opening full-time? From May 1st. Then in May 1st, then it's full on until at least the end of the summer.
Yeah.
So it all depends on how we're doing with tourists. But right now they have no problem coming in, so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It goes like 40 degrees temperature here at noon in India. I like the snow, but I have never experienced it. Okay, well, I've experienced Albuquerque once in the summer, and that's nothing compared to that, and I will never do that again. I was so crabby.
40 degrees plus or minus.
We would die.
I've lived, maybe once plus.
Yeah?
And never minus, I think. Might have gotten close. It was
We hit almost 30 here, didn't we, once?
I don't remember this.
2018?
But when I was a baby,
Yeah?
my family lived with at Kongsberg, and apparently that winter it was extremely cold. But I don't remember any of it, so...
Oh, Julie says I might try Dalby stitch with Vandra. That would work because there's enough overlap in the yarn that actually I think it would work. And if you need it thicker, just go Russian 1+2 or Russian 2+2, which is the same as Dalby is Russian 1+1. So you can always, and she likes the idea of the Ukrainian egg, Ukrainian egg stitch. I think we're going to have to do that. Right there, also with changing the name of the sconce and stitch. You guys are the kindest Vikings I have seen. Say that to his face. And he smiles. You don't look very scary, Karl.
No, we don't want people to think we're scary.
No.
It's harder to steal their cattle that way.
No, but he is creepy. Yep. Oh, wait, let's show you. Do your pose.
Which one?
You know the one, your Instagram pose. There you go. Don't you have the other one with a beard too? Looking in the distance? No, there you go. Oh, we gotta get the whole, there we go. Karl's gonna make a great social media Viking.
I have an Instagram account and I'm already an expert at this.
Yeah, he's got it rocked. Let's see. I thought you said something about orange yarn, but for some reason I lost the comment. But it was Torben that said, maybe I saw something wrong. Oh, Karin is curious. That orange yarn, any good? All of this is good. This is either Troll or Blona. This one is Blona. Here. And Blona is, I use this a lot. It's got a looser ply to it, but it's 2-ply. And this one, if you want to get an idea of the thickness, for those of you who knit, this has got, for about a 10 centimeter, which is what, 4 inches? Square, you would, and size 6 needles, you would need 14 stitches and about 22 rows. 6 is pretty thick for needles, that's millimeters. And then there's Troll. Troll is the same yarn, but the ply is much tighter. But they both work pretty well. You could use the same kind of size needles. And Troll, by the way, this isn't orange, that one was orange. But I can see if I can find an example. Slowly. I thought I had a hat in Blona. This is Blona. Did I make that one? Yeah, I did. Okay, so this is Blona in Oslo, but it's very thin. So you could almost, I don't know if you can see.
That's the nipple hat.
That's the nipple hat. Yeah, everybody's got to have a nipple. You can kind of see holes through there. So to give you an idea of how it's loose, it's light. Yes, this is the nipple hat, and it's very happy to see you. Okay, and then I did do some in Troll. Whoops, a little too fast. The bottom one is much oranger. That is Troll, I believe. Let's see, over here, this one is actually on Instagram. This is Troll. So this is also Oslo in Troll, and it's much thicker. There's mittens on that one too. Or no, it's still kind of thin too. It's about the same. Hold it like that for a minute, Karl. There, you can see the thinness of it. Or it's, it's not super thin, but you can see through it anyway if you do Oslo. So it actually works for Mommen too if you want something that isn't quite as thin as that. But that's the difference between the two yarns. I could actually bring it over there and hold it. If we do this, you won't get sick when I move fast through the store. So, Troll versus Blona, same stitch. One just looks a little bit denser, and that's this one, but it's actually the same. Pretty much the same thickness. And the one at the bottom, well, there's greens. There's a lot of colors in these, but we haven't ordered for the season yet because we're not open, so we should get some more. This one is Troll, but it's a peachy orange. It's more peach, I think, than orange. And then these, well, if you're in Norway, the shipping is not much at all. So we can put them on the web shop. It says we're out, but we're not. It's just because we only have a certain amount of colors, and it's not sure that the dye lots are the same on every one. So we'd have to check. But you're coming through here from on your way to Hardanger, I think. So, but this was the oranger one. It's called Ochre. But that one's Troll. I don't think we have this one in Blona yet. So, you want to find a book, Karl? Pick one book, your favorite book. You got just enough time.
I keep talking about the same 2 or 3 books over and over again.
Yeah. Well, we like to talk about Of Children of Ash and Elm, and even the other one is Even Fodlan. Those are really good. So you find a new one, and I'll show those two. Yep. These two are Karl's favorites. I have not read this one yet. I'd like to.
Yeah, Ibn Fadlan is Ahmed Ibn Fadlan is a primary source. He is describing his actual meetings with Vikings, and he's not that bad of a writer either. Some of the things he describes are really, really weird, but it's an eyewitness account, so it's kind of worth it for that.
Quick question before you start. Are the shields made of wood or aluminum? Our shields are made of wood, the kids' shields.
Yeah.
They're made of wool. What would they? We have shields in our local martial arts made of aluminum steel, but we kind of have similar shields design. What do your fighting shields use?
They would have a mild steel shield boss, and then the rest would be wood. Historically, they were usually probably dressed with either rawhide or some kind of hide, or possibly linen, because it actually does a lot. If you have a wooden shield and you glue linen to it on both sides, that makes it a lot more hardy for very little extra cost. The Vikings' shields are thin and they are made out of wood, so they are not supposed to stop everything. But it's kind of a great bonus to you in a sword fight. If your opponent's sword gets stuck in your shield, then you are in a very good position to do really bad things to him.
Torben's accused you of being the first Viking influencer. Look how proud he is. And a quick Nalbinding question by Drea. I think this was absolutely worth. Karl, you have to take a look at me while we ask you this very serious question, as you're an expert in Nalbinding. So as Drea is watching this, does anyone else get yarn fibers in their bras while doing this? They go everywhere. Do you ever find that you get yarn in your bra, Karl, while Nalbinding?
Second hand, maybe?
Maybe some secondhand fibers in his bra. Actually, I do. I do. I get it everywhere between that and cat hair. And it's I've got like dust bunnies the size of cats under my couch, and it's not because of the cats, it's because of the fiber. Okay, you found one?
We have it in basically every language.
Go this way because that light is so bright on you.
This, in English, is called the Sayings of the Vikings.
Yep.
It's the Hovamol. It's the most famous of the poems in the older Edda. It is...
Do you want to open one and show?
It's a poem that, because of the way basically rhymes work, it's very hard to misremember a poem without losing either the rhyme pattern or the meaning of it. So there is some speculations that these poems, or at least some of them, might be older than the Viking Age. The Hovamol is probably 3 different poems that has been connected by some writer that just put all 3 of them together. The most famous one is the first one. Hovamol means directly translated, it means the words of the High One, or basically Odin's words. Let me see.
We actually sell quite a few of these, and they're only like 99 kroner.
Yeah, no, this I can recommend.
Norwegian kroner.
This I can also recommend without much of...
How to avoid making enemies. This sounds like one I should be reading. It makes sense to set off home when guests mocks guests. Who can tell at the table if he laughs with angry men?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mock anyone, Karl.
That's the thing with the Hovamol. It's kind of interesting because most of the Hovamol is basically, very roughly summed, it's something like this. Be nice to people, don't insult people, don't get drunk and do stupid things. That's almost all of the advice in this book. So people speculate in 2 different directions with the same evidence, and I find it kind of funny because some people think that the Vikings actually took this extremely seriously, and then you have a super polite society. My dear Jan, would you like another horn of meat? And the other one goes to the opposite extreme and says that if your most important poem is about being sober and somewhat polite, then probably the main problem in your society is that people are not sober or polite. So they think the Vikings are complete barbarians, and they kind of occasionally sit down and read this and go, oh, wouldn't it be nice if everybody was acting like this? By the way, boom.
So the lines have double meanings, was asked.
Generally not. They are pretty straightforward advice, and it's mostly just common sense.
Just common sense?
Some of it is a little bit weird, and the middle poem is just Odin talking about things he has done, mostly picking up ladies.
Have you ever tried, that method of picking up women? I just want to
Well,
know. Asking for a friend.
It wouldn't work because what Odin basically tells, the story he tells goes, it's a long time since I read it, but it's something like this. He goes, meets a beautiful lady at a party. He gets really drunk and he either leaves or is thrown out, I don't really know. But her father suspects that he is planning to come back later that night. So he moves the girl out of her room and just ties an angry dog in her bed instead. And Odin's point is basically, when you are so drunk that you don't know the difference between a beautiful lady and an angry dog, you should probably not go out and drink. I'm paraphrasing. I'm paraphrasing a lot here, but that's.
Okay, now go see if you can find one in Norwegian for Torben.
Yeah, that's the challenge because
We do have that in Norwegian.
Yes, and I know some of them by heart in Norwegian, but I have to find one in English that I know in Norwegian. Let's see.
We have other books on Havamal too, actually.
87, I should know in Norwegian.
So these are all in the web shop, but if you're outside of Norway, be warned, the postal fee is high. It's basically because we need to guarantee tracking and because gas prices have gone up so much, so have shipping. We hit 25 kroner plus last week in Vestby. So this week I was so excited because I got to fill up my gas tank for the low price of 20 kroner and 36. That is the most expensive I have ever paid. Hi, oh, Garcia's a bit late. That's okay. We're on overtime having fun. But I figured it might have something to do with the time change. We haven't had our times changed yet. Our clocks changed. Do we speak Old Norse? Well, I speak Bokmål, which is Oslo, with a very heavy American dialect. But you, who speak Nynorsk,
Yeah, no.
New Norwegian.
Well, it's similar enough that I get the gist of it. If somebody is going to come explain something to me, I would prefer that I do it in Old Norwegian over in Old Norse over that I do it in German. But it's kind of the same thing. I won't understand all of it and I won't pick up on the details, but I will get the gist of what I'm talking about. How
similar is Old Norse to Icelandic today?
That's probably the most similar living language, because Icelandic has been kind of insulated and hasn't picked up much from other languages. But languages do evolve. So if you leave somebody alone on an island with an active volcano, they won't speak the same 1,000 years from now.
Let's see. The postal fee is high, so I can buy my books. Actually, Torben, no, you can buy pretty much anything under the size of a dishwasher for 149 kroners shipping in Norway. Anywhere inside of Norway, and that'll be tracked into Norway. But the problem is we have to use something like DHL so that we have tracking outside of Norway, because we can send things a little bit cheaper than DHL with the postal service here. It still can cost up to 300 kroner just to send a hat. But the problem is they only track it to the border of Norway. After that, there's no tracking. So I'm very happy to see that Lyra got her hat. Actually, that only cost me 90 kroner to send it. If it was a millimeter thicker than that, it wouldn't have worked. But I told her I hope it gets there because I can't track it for that price. So it is possible, but to send them slightly cheaper, but then there's no tracking. But so right now, good news for Norwegians. But where's the? I'm gonna find the Norwegian book though. Don't we have more than one? We have bigger books on Havamal. We had that really big one too, but.
We have the really big one, and it's also in the Edda, the older one to be precise. But
actually, none of these ones are Norwegian. We have Italian. I think it's Mandarin. Dutch, Russian, English, Spanish, German. What did you say, Karl?
This one is called Vikingenes visdomsord in Norwegian.
Vikingenes visdomsord in Norwegian. We had a hardcover version of this too, but I don't know where that went. I couldn't find it when I was looking for it. But we have. Don't we have other books on Havamal? Oh, we have the Edda. And the Flatøy set down there. We had a really big one, but it was super expensive, and it had wonderful photographs from, oh God, what is his name, the Danish guy? If I asked Georg, he'd know immediately. But that one, we did actually, this is the other one. Or is this the Norwegian hardcover? Vikingen?
That's
No.
something completely different.
No, that's Vikings.
You will find it in this one.
Edda.
Voldespa and Havamal. Havamal is this.
Ah! Okay, there you go, Torbjörn. And there's 5 of those books or 4? No, maybe it's only
Yeah,
4.
but that is basically the rest of the Edda is the ones that are not written by Snorri Sturluson. The younger Edda, or the prose Edda is written by Snorri Sturluson. This is the older Edda, or the poetic Edda.
Yeah. What are the Flatøy books, by the way, these ones?
And Icelandic sagas.
Okay, because there's a whole set on those too.
I believe they are Icelandic sagas. I'm actually not entirely sure. I think so.
We have the book thing here. So I'll go in a little long due to the clock not changing yet. But if there's anything else you want him to see. Let's see, people from Iceland understand Torbjörn's dialect, but I can't understand Icelandic. We have a lot of similar words. And Torbjörn got his name from Volospa. Volospo. I said that wrong. So Karl's busy doing some heavy reading over there. There's like 5 lines per page.
It's 1 verse per page, and they have titles instead of having the verse numbers. So if I say I could find verse 177, I know what it is, but I can't find it because it's not called.
Okay, I have a good idea. Let's go behind you here, because that light is so bright. So if I can go around you, and I'll go this way, and turn the camera so I don't have to hold my arm up. Okay, so how many verses are in there?
I think it is 177.
177. Okay, so pick a number between 1 and
Not
177.
necessarily in this one, but this one operates with page numbers instead. So a number between 1 and 88.
Okay, pick a number between 1 and 88, and Karl will read you the Havamal for it, and you can draw your own conclusions as to what it means. Vaisak is currently learning Norwegian. It's kind of getting difficult when some letters are pronounced are silent and some letters are silent and some aren't, like arrangement. It looks like it's actually spelled exactly the same as arrangement, but it's pronounced arrangement.
Yeah.
Okay, 23 for Heidi Lyset.
23. Attending a feast. No man should call himself clever, but manage his mind. A sage visitor is a silent guest. The cautious avoids evil. Avoids evil. Never a friend more faithful, nor greater wealth than wisdom. Måtelig klok hver mann være. I'm not sure what the Norwegian one is on this one. It's familiar, but I can't put my...
Well, the YouTube stays up. She can play it back too. 66 for Albert.
'66. False peace. False peace with bad friends burn faster than fire. In few days the flame goes out, all love is lost. That doesn't ring a bell. I don't remember I don't remember anything like it in Norwegian.
Okay, Pruda wants 69. I see what you did there. Of course she does, yeah.
Moderation and prosperity. Moderately wise a man should be, not too crafty or clever. The best of lives is led by those who know the measure of many things. That one is the one I thought I thought the other one was. Måtelig klok hver mann være, avklok være han ikke. That's the first part of it.
Yeah.
The last part, don't remember the Norwegian.
So Pruda, 69 in moderation and prosperity. Okay? Okay. So for those of you who say you're learning Norwegian, by the way, his dialect is nynorsk. If you're learning on, I don't know, did they have nynorsk on Duolingo, but they have bokmål Norwegian. So you said ikke.
Yeah.
which
But
is
yeah. That's the translation of this I'm familiar
Yeah.
with. Also, as I've said many times before, it's impossible to speak bokmål without sounding like a 4-year-old girl. And Viking poetry, as interpreted by Lise 4 år, is not
Lisa
good.
4 years.
So, example. Der fe, der frender, der sjølv det samme. Men eit eg veit der aldri, dom over dauan kvann. That's
Nynorsk.
nynorsk. Same thing in bokmål. Dør husdyr, dør venner. Men jeg vet en ting som aldri dør, og det er at alle skal dø. Just doesn't work.
Well, there you go. Duolingo from Karl. I have to say, I tried Duolingo just for fun on Norwegian to see how I did. Aced it, so all you naysayers with my American dialect, by the way, I got a trophy right off. But the things, okay, so now I'm just doing it in Spanish to relearn my Spanish. I have 7 years of Spanish, I lost it. Spanish has things like, Senor Perez wants 2 pens. She works in Spain. He wants to eat Italian food. But the Norwegian one is, do not feed cheese to the bears. And, they're such silly things anyway.
That's not silly. It's
always a wolf.
It's straight up dangerous to feed cheese to bears.
It's all
Best
about
case-
wolves, fish.
Best case scenario, you get a very flatulent bear, and that's not a good scenario. Worst case scenario, he just eats you.
So there you go. Don't feed cheese to the bear. Ikke mate bjørnen med ost. Ikke gi osten til bjørnen. Om Lise 4, oh my god, Lise 4 år. Okay, so Lise 4 år is Lisa 4 years old. And yes, he is mocking your dialect, Julie. He mocks it. Everybody that speaks. Oh, you should see, if you go back to, what was it, like 90 something, we did the beers. We did the Christmas beers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh god, that is just getting hilarious, because then he's trying to like mock different dialects while he reads the back of the beer. And at some point we're just like, screw it, drink. But every time you get to bokmål. And of course, Karl, he can see he's obviously a heavyweight here, so he like this much beer and he's completely schnockered. So it got really funny. So we don't usually do alcohol episodes too often, but I think that was like 98, no, 91 maybe, I don't know. Anyway, it was before we went to Selja. Influencer Viking Karl only speaks bokmål while drinking his latte, says Torben. Because you did the finger. The pinky. Okay, now we're at like 77 minutes. So for any of those that came in an hour late.
I have done my whole guided tour in bokmål exactly twice.
Yeah?
One with a Danish lady who didn't speak English. And one with a Finnish lady who had learned Norwegian, but she'd learned the wrong kind of Norwegian, so she didn't understand me when I was doing it in proper Norwegian. And it's torturous.
I have to see this. I think we're going to have to make you relive your Rollo in both languages next week, the Rollo story. But not now, because we're at minute 77, so we're like massive overtime. Your sister says, when you can't dance, bake bread, or read bokmål without turning into a girl. Yeah. By the way, Karl, who's doing the damn dishes at home, since this apartment that we're using right now does not have a dishwasher? And if you could send Karl the recipe for dishwater, Torben, that would be great. Okay, no, I really think we should go now, but we'll be back again on Saturday. I don't remember if the clocks change or not, but again, a good trick is to just Google what time is it in Norway now, and it'll tell you.
Now we'll just be following the Norwegian clock, and the Norwegian clock can do whatever it likes.
Yep, but this part of the world hasn't changed the clocks yet, so, but the other part has. Okay. Oh, she was impressed, by the way.
Who was?
Your sister.
Impressed by what?
You'll do the dishes if I give you the
I-
recipe for
I
dishwater.
do both plates and all 3 forks.
Both plates and all 3 forks? No, you didn't wash them last week, so there's a lot more than you think.
No, it isn't, because we used the same ones again with aluminium foil on top.
Yeah, that's true.
So, there is...
Okay. So, Albert said, what? Oh, I'm just reading up. They're talking to each other too. No, we gotta go. But maybe we'll pick some more. We can probably do some more Hovelmall fun earlier next week.
Yeah.
Pick a number and we'll. Carl will.
And the annoying thing is that I kind of, but not completely, remembered some of them in Norwegian, like the Der Feder Frender thing.
Yeah.
But I couldn't find that one in the English version because it's not numbered, and I have weird and random titles. So.
OCD? Much?
A little bit.
Bye. Good to see you guys again. See you Saturday at 6. Only 3. There.